Today I'm heading out to Boston to go to Digital Factory 2023. It's like a conference for the future of manufacturing where everything's going digital, hence Digital Factory. There's going to be like speakers and whatnot from all sorts of different industries or where they kind of just manufacturing industries, whatever. I don't really know what's going on. I got tickets to go, so I'm going. Kind of like the future of my manufacturing right here, sourcing all these discontinued things to be made. The 6061 billet aluminum thermostat caps, they are here for this dual overhead cam F6A. It's like the Alto works, and I believe the Wagon R uses the same part, but they're not discontinued anymore. You can grab one in my store, anythingwheel.com/shop. I'll leave the link in the description below. Let's go head out. I got the car ready. I cleaned it all up, so like if people wanted to look at it, at least it's relatively clean.
Alright, I got myself in here now. There's tons of people here, things to look at. There's a bunch of fancy machines from Formlabs out in display. You can check them out. You can also like look at their display table of all the different things that they have 3D printed with either SLA printers or SLS printers with different materials, different coatings on these materials. This one here is a Xbox 360 controller. You can see how all these intricate things are actually printed without having any supports. So it's a nice clean print and it's immediately ready to use. This next part right here is nylon filled with glass fibers, and it makes this perfectly solid and smooth surface. You can see how fine the detail is. It's like a textured plastic and it's really hard and firm. After that, we have this soft resin material, and it's good for making stuff like toys, action figures with like tiny little details. Hasbro is apparently using this stuff. There are a lot of speakers here talking about the different parts of manufacturing, and then they kind of went over how manufacturing grew and changed over time. And this is lunch that was served. I mean, it's not excellent, but it was all right. It's free, you know? Well, it's not really free, but yeah, you know what I mean. That was a pretty fun time at Digital Factory 2023. I stopped by today. I was there for most of the day, and I got to check out all the different things of how to manufacture like the 3D printing stuff, sintering, all kinds of stuff. There's a few things I could probably use. I drooled over some of the Formlabs equipment. I really want one, but I don't think I can afford one, or I shouldn't buy one just to have to make like 5 things all year. So they're very expensive for the type of things I'm be making. I've kind of maybe. There's this cool resin that was electroplated, and it was like a Volkswagen hubcap, and the thing felt exactly like metal. I mean, it's electroplating, so you're putting metal, bonding it to something else. So technically, on the outside, it is metal. And when it's metal, you know, you can't tell that it's resin underneath or inside. So we can make a lot of stuff like that for an Autozam AZ-1. So it's really cool to be able to look at these different types of manufacturing. I will be looking more into some of these different materials like nylon 11CF. So theoretically that could be used to make other parts that I kind of eyeballed, and I don't know, we'll see. I may want to look into making an intake manifold for my the Cappuccino build here, because that is dragging on. The intake kind of sucks. I already bought an AZ-1 intake and it's not working. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say it's not working. I haven't really tried. There's a lot of cool things. I got to build my own mouse. I'll show you the mouse later. I'm just driving home. Pouring rain. I've been driving for a while now. A few things that I've noticed. I usually don't drive this car in the rain, so I never see this, but right now, I think these door seals, the actual door seals on my car are not good anymore because water keeps coming in right here. I don't know if you can see that. Now, once again, guess what? The door weather seal on both sides, discontinued. Because I actually have a set of new ones. I'm gonna see if I can get this, like, I'll use that as the sample so they can actually like take measurements and see if we can make new ones. You know, it is revival season. Let's drive through some puddles. Woo! Whoa! It is quite noisy in here when the water hits the wheel wells. You can hear that. It's really loud.
jumped off of that hump. This is a duck tour boat in front of me. This is fairly unique to this area in Boston, I think. I don't know. Do you guys have water boats like this? I mean, we can't see the side of it right now, but look at that big propeller. Like, I could just drive up like under this thing. But it's like a little tour bus. They drive you around. They go into the Charles River. You can go look at all the landmarks and stuff in Boston while you're here just by riding one of these. All right, this is the mouse I made. I got to assemble it. I didn't make it. I assembled the parts based off of the instructions of TWIC. There's like a, I don't know, like a manufacturing process where you kind of follow. I could show you the video right here. There's a dongle that it comes with. You can just slide it in so you don't lose it. That's pretty cool. I had to select the bottom board. There's the optical lens that I had to put in and orient a specific way. Then there's like the little computer board with the mouse wheel and stuff. Then I had to hook up the battery terminals. I can't open that one-handed, whatever. Then I had to choose the top. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to pick, so I was like, all right, well, I can get the solid color. I can get whatever, like this other stuff. But I decided I wanted the clear one because that looks cool. Because now I can see what's going on in there, and I figured this is more unique than the other guys. Then I had to like pop it together. Basically, all these steps are just shown on the screen for you to just assemble this thing. Step on the pedal to go to the next thing. Where the parts bins were, like they would light up a certain spot for you to grab whichever part that you need, and it had like a camera that with AI that watched you, so you know, like you picked the right pieces and whatnot to put this together. So that's cool. The digital Popup Factory. My buddy said like every year there's like a different one, and they just do different stuff, and all this stuff is 3D printed stuff. Additive manufacturing, so it's pretty nice. I'm gonna go try this out later. Probably not gonna keep it. I might just give it to my friend. Anywho, I feel like this video is kind of all over the place right now. There's a lot going on. I don't have any complete things that I'm working on. I'm currently doing the intake manifold on that to try to figure out which one I actually will end up using or needing. I probably definitely will end up with the AZ-1 one. I will figure out how I can use it as is. One of my friends, he suggests cutting the runners and actually turning it upside down. I don't know if that's a viable solution yet, but for now, I want to keep everything as is just to keep it simple, but you know, if it's easy enough to cut, I will do that, or he will help me do that. Haha. Let's do a few updates on what's going on in my world here. I recently got one of these cards. Come on. There we go. Ooh. What does this let me do? It's a TWIC card, or TWIC. It allows me entry into the ports, and like the shipping ports, like boats and stuff. So why would I need that? Why not, right? Because I'm buying more K vehicles. Which ones? You'll have to find out soon. I currently bought 3 K vehicles, and I'm waiting for one more. That one's really hard to find. I don't know why, but apparently they seem rarer than an Autozam AZ-1, but they're probably not. It's just finding one in decent condition that I actually want to bid on the auction. And then I'm kind of getting desperate now. It's been over a month of me searching. There have been a few cars, and they're either in really bad condition, or I think 2 I didn't win because I wasn't willing to commit, and now I'm feeling the urgency to commit on just like one good one, and I'm bidding way higher than I think I should. And there's constantly like auction issues. Like I'm just trying to bid on something, and then I'm excited that it's going to come up in the middle of the night or whatever, and then I'll find out in the morning that I won, but then it's like, oh, the auction was pulled. Come on, man, I'm just trying to buy a freaking car. Why is it so hard? But I'll give you the first hint. It looks like one of those. Kind of. Yeah, that's my first hint. So one of the 4 vehicles I'm trying to buy will look like one of these. If you don't know already, basically I am bringing parts availability back to the Autozam AZ-1 Suzuki Cara. So I recently, like earlier, I showed you the thermostat caps. That's one item that's right now. There are 3 more items coming in the next maybe 2-3 months or so. So revival season. So the next thing is clutch cables. The clutch cables are discontinued. They're a really long cable. I think from end to end it was like 154 inches or something. And I couldn't find another car with the equivalent length of clutch cable. So I had to go figure it out. Like I've been working on this one for months. I've been looking for like a supplier that had like the particular angled fitting. Nobody had it, and nobody was willing to make it without that fitting because, well, actually, one was willing to do it, but they had like a straight fitting, but they were concerned that because it was straight, it doesn't have like the same curvature, and it might be too like I forgot what the angle is. Like the you're bending the cable too much, and it'll cause like early failure and whatnot. So finally, I found somebody, and they are making it, and I expect to get my samples. I expect to get them about a week from now, so or maybe 2 weeks from now, because then I'll compare it to the OEM Mazda new one that I have, because that's the one that we were using as the sample to know exactly what we need. So that works, and then I will have clutch cables available, and you like I said earlier, you'll find it in my shop. I am also working on Mazdaspeed spec anti-roll bars, sway bars, whatever you want to call them. Currently, they're being bent and manufactured right now. They are 28 millimeters in the front and 22 millimeters in the rear. The stocks are 25 in the front and 20 millimeters in the rear. So the bars are being made. That was also a difficult project. There were like some sway bar manufacturers. I talked to them. They're like, "Oh, great, yeah, we can make them. They'll cost X amount of dollars if you buy this many." I was just like, "Well, I don't want to buy 100 sway bars." So, well, anyways, like forgetting about price, like a lot of this price doesn't seem to matter as long as they're still somewhat within like reason. Because like I want the sway bars. I don't want to pay $10,000 for sway bars, but I mean, if they're like $1,000, I would still kind of pay for them, so that's fine. But the problem is, after all that talk about getting the bars made, I was like, all right, I'll send you guys a sample. So I ended up buying OEM sway bars from Yahoo Auctions, and those are stupid expensive. Like the bar may be cheapish, but then like shipping the bar was expensive. So before I sent the bars, I showed them pictures to ensure, hey, are you okay with making this stuff? I gave them like rough dimensions and whatnot. And they realized, oh, these are the threaded end bars. We don't touch those ones. We don't do that here. And I was like, why? So I actually didn't follow up on why. I don't really know why they don't do it. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I found some place that'll do it. And 28, like I decided to stick with the Mazdaspeed spec because it seems to be like a good middle ground. Because if you go too far, it's kind of for the track extremists that want like the absolute stiffness for everything. Once again, minimum quantity. I can't order those and end up with like I have enough crap in here. I don't need to have 200 million sway bars for a car that I don't know barely has a production count of like 4. So the front sway bars are coming, the rear sway bars are coming. Right now I have to figure out a source for the bar bushings, the ones that go in the center. I figure I would include it as like a kit, but the other thing is I also will need the end bushings, but those should be the same as the stock ones, so those should be easy to find. I just need to order a bunch of them. I guess that's it. I'm gonna push a little harder on those trunk hinges that everybody wants. Yeah, remember those trunk hinges? So maybe I want to have a prototype by the end of the year. I don't know, something where I can actually mount to my car and like prove that it doesn't wobble the way I don't want it to wobble. And it's fairly easy to install, like that kind of stuff. I don't know yet. We're trying to figure that out. Just because recently I have found like different ways of getting stuff made, and it kind of opens a lot of possibilities. So that's why I kind of like to go into this Digital Factory 2023 event, because I got to see like the different forms of things I could be using, like the different materials and whatnot. I was able to see like how the end result would look like, and that gave me a lot of ideas. I really want to buy one of those machines, but one, I don't have space. Maybe if I clean up some of this crap, I'll get to it. But one, I don't have space. Two, I can't invest that kind of chunk of money in one of those tools that won't really be producing as much as it should, because those like the what is it, the Form Labs, the Form One, I already forgot the names. Anyways, it's this machine. But anyways, I wanted that because I could just willy-nilly make stuff on my own. But it's $25,000 for just the machine that prints the stuff, and then you also need like the washer and some other machine. That's also a few more thousand. And then I actually looked at like the the powder material that it uses, right? And it's an SLS machine, so the powder, nylon 11 CF, so the carbon fiber nylon whatever. The powder, it was like $1,000 for 2 jugs, I think. So it's just like, all right, this is way out of my realm. It's already bad enough I'm buying like parts and having them sit around, and that ties up money. But the machine itself is way too steep for that. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Hey, you guys can help me out. Maybe. Yeah. And we can all make cool stuff and share. Also, thank you to everybody for subscribing and watching my videos, because now I am eligible to gather my pennies from the ad revenue that YouTube has been running on my stuff anyways. So I just started about 2 weeks ago, and I've collected $11. Ooh, $11. But hopefully that'll build up more, and I can actually do more of those cool things I was talking about, like, more easily. Like, right now, I'm just kind of wrung out. Anyways, I also enabled membership stuff. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. I see that I have a new member. Thank you very much, Ivan. Ivan signed up. He's my first member. I noticed it when I joined, when I signed into my console, and I saw this little, I saw his username, and it had like a little blue star on it. So I was like, what the heck is this? But it's cool. He signed up. He's my first subscriber, like a membership subscriber, and you know, it comes with a small little payment, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, every little bit helps. I can collect it, and like I said, all the profits or anything like this, like, I don't really make much profit. The profits just end up going into the Cara parts system anyway, so it just kind of funds the next project to go on, and hopefully it stops draining my wallet and I don't just go straight to the poorhouse with the Cara. Now, with that being said, I still have to flush my Cara's AC. That's another video I'm working on. Like I said, I'm still working on the intake thing, intake situation. So those are the next videos kind of coming up. Also, Patrick from Cappuccino Drives, he's coming down to meet me from Montreal, and you know, he's gonna help me design the whole scissor lift bed dump system, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I just have a metal saw over here, and I have a welder under the hammock. So I gotta go buy some steel stuff, and then hopefully we can figure that out. Maybe he can kind of eyeball the intake with me, and I don't know, who knows what's gonna happen from there. Here's some clips of him doing a limbo contest in a Suzuki Cappuccino. You can go check him out. His channel is Cappuccino Drives.
Can't touch that. Can't touch that.
Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, so you can follow along on these projects and these new part builds and whatever. Anything, I don't know, whatever I'm working on in here. So, I'll see you next time. Or you'll see me next time. Somebody will see somebody next time.